Welcome to Grey County Life. I'm JC Coutts.
I'm Sarah Carmichael. We've just wrapped up another busy weekend. Of course, downtown Owen Sound, the River District hosted Moonlight Madness on Friday, giving people the opportunity to do some shopping downtown in the evening. The businesses were staying open a little bit later than usual. So a big thank you to those local businesses for staying open later so that we can do all of our local shopping. Of course, there was also a Christmas market at the farmers market. There was music, there was warming stations. It was just very festive all throughout downtown this past Friday night. So a big shout out to everybody that was a part of that. And hopefully you were able to go and do some Christmas shopping. I actually managed to fill my second passport.
Oh, did you?
My shopping passport.
The downtown passport? Yeah.
So you need 4 stickers to send it in for your chance to win a prize. And I filled up my second one on Friday night as I did my shopping. And they're actually going to be giving away that gift basket this week. So make sure that you have those passports, filled up and submitted to City Hall because they are going to be doing the draw on Friday, on the 15th. So it will be an opportunity to win a great gift basket and gift cards. And it's valued at over like $1,000.
Oh, wow. Well, I can see why you've got 2 of them in there.
I know. I want to better my chances, actually, definitely. But that was awesome. And then, of course, the Owen Sound Attack played on Saturday night. Sarnia Sting was in town for that. And it was the Toys for Tots game. The Owen Sound Fire Department was there collecting unwrapped toys that are going to be dispersed to families in the community this Christmas, which is really incredible. So how are things with you?
Things have been busy as we get closer to the holidays and trying to figure out, the time with one family and the time with another family.
Yeah.
There's some travel in between because my family's in the Ottawa area. My wife's family's in the Wingham, Belgrave, Goderich area. So, you try to plan out things as best you can and get to be with as many people as you can. And in some cases, we did a family gathering a couple weeks ago, which was about a month before Christmas, but it was just the only time that it worked that everybody in the family, and it's a big family, about 25, 30 people, could all be in one place. And it was amazing. It was awesome that we get to have these experiences at this time of year. How about you? Have you had any pre-Christmas gatherings?
Not yet. We usually don't do anything too big as far as around the holidays. We used to do bigger things when we were younger. Like I remember going out to my grandma's house in Bognor, and my dad is the oldest of 5. So all the spouses and the kids would come out to the farm and we would have like a big family Christmas there, and it was chaos, absolute chaos. Keeping in mind there's 14 grandchildren.
Yeah.
So that is a lot of kids, right? And obviously now that we're older, there's even more of us because now the grandchildren have had kids and so on and so forth, right? So it is a lot of people to try and organize. So we don't really do those big family gatherings really all that often anymore because there's too many people.
There's too much. It's a lot of Legos get stepped on in big gatherings with a lot of kids.
Because, most of us, I shouldn't say most, but quite a few have dispersed. We live in different areas. I mean, my cousin Madeline lives in the UK, right? So it's kind of hard to gather everybody. But we do have Christmas usually at my parents' house. So we do a thing with just like my parents, my siblings, nieces and nephews. Usually bring my dogs because those are my children. And it's, just casual. Usually show up, when you feel like it between this time and this time. We don't often make like the big dinner because we're more of like a grazing kind of family. So we don't really need the big turkey and then that way nobody's spending all day in the kitchen because it's not really fair, right? Everybody else gets to kind of be playing games and having those conversations and one person's stuck behind the stove, So we usually do like more of an appetizer kind of smorgasbord situation. We all bring a dip or some sort of like cheese platter and we just like veg out for a couple of hours. And it's totally casual, go for a nice walk or something like that, but it's pretty low key. So it's nice though.
Yeah. The one thing I'm trying to figure out, and I know it's thinking a few more weeks ahead in advance, but New Year's Eve plans.
Yeah.
Because I think this year, traditionally we would do Christmas in one place and New Year's in the other. This year with the timing, it looks like we're going to be doing both here now.
Okay.
So I'm wondering, what we should do for New Year's. Do you have any recommendations? Anything we should keep on our radar?
Well, I mean, New Year's Eve is on a Sunday.
That's right.
So, I mean, not to say that really affects anything, but it's just, I guess, something to keep in mind. I mean, most of us hopefully will have the Monday off to recover from any shenanigans. But I know that, I mean, the Beckett family will be doing their Roxy performance. They do
right.
a New Year's Eve with the Becketts. They'll have a matinee and an evening show, and we'll learn more about that on the show today from Marcia. But as far as like what to do, I mean, I haven't really heard, like sometimes the Legion will do a New Year's Eve dance of some sort. And I mean, you know, there's a few bars in town that'll probably do a countdown and stuff like that. But I haven't heard about any big rip roaring anything yet. Not to say it won't happen, because it's Grey Bruce, so it probably will. For all we know, it'll be in someone's field.
That's right. Usually the bush party
That's where we used to party. I have some of my best memories from partying around a big bonfire in someone's field.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Hopefully the temperatures are well enough this year that someone can do a big outdoor event.
That would be fun.
There have been rumors that we might, as a family, because we've got young nieces and a nephew, they do like fireworks at New Year's Eve, and we've got the space out on the family farm that we might be able to safely and within accordance of local bylaws set some off. And I add the within accordance of local bylaws part, because some communities do make it a special day that you can let them go that day, but don't try to do them like January 4th.
No, or on like a random Wednesday.
Yeah. Please
like
don't
people
do
do in my neighborhood.
Does that really happen?
There was someone setting off fireworks at like 5 a.m. the other day. Like I was up.
Yeah.
I heard them, but most people weren't up. And they still
time.
heard them because it woke them up. But anyway, on the show today, we're going to be talking to Marcia Cunningham from the Roxy Theatre.
We've also got Chef Jason Merton is going to join us from Heat and Eat Meal Company. He's promised to show us how to cook lamb today.
I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, already.
And Renee will be here from the Owen Sound Animal Shelter with an adoptable animal. Hopefully you can stick around and join us.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
These days at your local Legion, we're marching to the beat of a different drum. On a mission to support veterans, to have fun, and to welcome everyone to our ranks. You don't have to be a veteran to join the Legion. And as a member, you'll join thousands of others serving our veterans, our communities, and our country. Oh yeah, and our Member Perks program will save you thousands on shopping, dining, products, and services across the country. Join us at legion.ca.
Are you low on food? Struggling to pay the bills? Overwhelmed by life's challenges? When you need support but don't know where to turn, just dial 211. 211 connects you to the programs or services near you.
211, how can I help you?
211. Help starts here.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Grey County Life. We are joined now by Chef Jason Merton from Heat and Eat Meal Company in Shallow Lake. And Chef Jason, Great to have you here today. Happy holidays, by the way.
Thank you.
We're
Thank
getting
you,
Closer
both of
and
you.
closer to Christmas. I'm sure that means you guys are very busy at Eat and Eat.
It's happening. Yeah, it's a growing concern. This week it's really started to ramp up. So it's no, everybody's sort of getting the spirit now that the snow started to settle and stay. And yeah, it's fantastic. Actually, we're really excited.
Nice.
So yeah, we have our big cookie sale coming up in a couple of weeks. Baker's dozen. That's 13 for anybody who doesn't know. And yeah, so we're gonna have a whole bunch, about 30 different types, so people can come in and select. So that's on the weekend of the 15th.
Okay, yeah, it's one of my favorite events that you guys throw.
rock on. Oh, very good.
I get to stock up, and then I get to make my cookie trays to give out to people and
Yeah.
pretend I made them.
Well, that's good. No, that's the point. That's the point. Look what I did. It's
Yeah.
good. Perfect. Rock on.
All right. Anything else happening these days at Eat and Eat that we should ask you about before we get started here?
Not particularly. Just a lot of catering gigs, so we're always available to do your special occasions. You know, Christmas parties, corporate events, anything like that. And other than that, it's just pretty much same old, same old.
All right.
Which I know is not great advertising, but it's truth is what it is.
Well, and you guys do like I could walk in there and get a burger,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like
we
you do like prepared on the spot stuff
Yeah,
too,
we
and
do have a
pizzas
line.
and stuff.
Pizzas, yeah. We have a pizza oven. We do on our line. So we have burgers, fish and chips, wings, poutine, fresh cut fries.
Right.
You know, things of that nature. It's not a dine-in restaurant, but if you're going through or whatnot, then you
Yeah.
can definitely stop from 12 until 6.
Yeah, I recently had your seafood pasta.
Oh, was that good?
It was delightful.
Yeah.
The
Awesome.
shrimp were perfect.
Yeah?
Like, oh, they were super.
Good.
They were big jumbo shrimp.
Yeah,
They were perfect.
Massive suckers, eh? Yeah, yeah. No, slow cook them so they don't get tough. That's the biggest thing.
All right.
So
Here's a
rock
tip.
on. There's a tip.
All right.
Awesome. Okay.
What do we want to do today?
So today we're going to see what we can do here. We're going to do rack of lamb.
Okay.
All right, and we're going to do some Brussels sprouts, a little bit of shallots, and demi-glaze, and a potato roast. So this is kind of like an upper fancy dish. All right, so we're going to see how well this all comes together. But we're going to start sort of with the lamb first. Now what we're going to do is just give it a bit of a season and then a sear. All right, let's see if I remember how to use this thing here. That's all right. All right, crank that on, make the heat's on. Okay, so we're going to season it up there, a little S&P. And the reason you want to do that, do you want to open that for me? Look at that.
Oh,
I
sure.
wasn't even prepared. She
Sure.
does a great job.
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
There you go.
Okay.
And you were saying
Thank
when we were talking just before we started here that there is a difference in where the lamb comes from in terms of the taste of lamb. Sarah and I will admit we've never had lamb before,
Okay.
so this is going to be a new experience for us today. But what's the difference in the location, the country where lamb comes from?
Oh, so it's obviously on what they're fed. Okay, so that's the biggest thing. The type of grass that they eat that'll
Right.
really give the taste to any product, even fish, any meat, cow, things like that, whether it's corn-fed or grain-fed.
Okay.
So I happen to like New Zealand lamb. I find it a little bit sweeter. So this is New Zealand rack of lamb. So that'll make the bigger difference there. So we're gonna put that in there. You can hear that sizzle away. Okay, we're gonna get a nice color on that. And it's just gonna be there for a quick second. It's not gonna take too long because I just wanna sear the outside and that'll keep the moisture from coming out of it while
Okay.
we're cooking it, okay?
Okay.
And then we're gonna glaze it up. All right, high, dual, put it on dual, see what we can do there. And while that's doing that, we're gonna make our potato roast. So this is sort of a really fancy thing that you can do. Look, you're smiling already, eh?
Fancy.
Okay, we'll try and do fancy. Now this is our mandolin, all right? It's a great tool to have for any sort of decoration or julienne cuts or things like that. So we're gonna take it. Now normally there's a guard that you would use. One of my worst cuts I've ever gotten cooking in 30 years has actually been on one of these. So I'm not jinxing myself, we're gonna find out. Okay, so biggest thing is just take your time. I don't have your hands down like that in case it slips because you will take your fingertip right off.
Okay.
Okay, so nice little thin cuts like that. We just move them. And you notice I used a different cutting board from the meat to the vegetables,
Of course.
obviously, because I don't want to cross-contaminate. I just take them out a little bit like that. Am I making you nervous? A little bit? Oh,
you're the
wow.
professional.
You're making me hungry.
If I were doing it, I'd be nervous.
nervous?
But you
Okay.
have a lot more experience with the slicing and dicing. So.
And yeah, okay. Well, I won't jinx myself. All right. So just
Oh, look
gonna
at
do
that.
Wow.
Do that on the back side there. I'll turn that down just a wee bit. For now, I don't want that to reduce down too much. That's our demi-glaze. That's going to
Okay.
be the sauce afterwards. So, going to take our potatoes, line them up like little soldiers. Like so. And then again, just a wee bit of seasoning on it. Okay, nice coarse sea salt, fresh cracked pepper. And then a I can hear everybody like groaning over there already.
This is lots of beautiful aromas are on over here.
Don't forget how to get those through TV. Now this is a
Smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision. Clarified butter with some fresh thyme and garlic in there, okay?
Oh,
And that's all just for flavor.
Oh.
So we're just gonna lightly sort of coat that. And when I'm coating it too, the way I've laid the potatoes up, I'm coating it the opposite way, so I don't push them.
Okay.
So that's kind of an important thing to note.
Right.
So do that there. Perfect. Just gonna hide that back down there. So, and then we're gonna just sort of roll this as best we can. That one's a little thick. Let's get this in. There we go. Are you all ready for Christmas, the both of you?
Yeah, I think we're getting there in terms of the gift buying. Not so much.
Yeah.
But in terms of like getting the tree out of the basement to put up, I did that last week. It's not up, but
It's
the
not
tree's
up,
out of the basement.
but it's out of the basement,
It's
right?
out of the basement. How about you, Sarah?
Step one. Haven't done the tree yet, no, but as far as the gifts, like I'm running into the same thing I run into every year. Nobody needs anything.
Yeah.
Right? We're all very fortunate and that we have the things that we need. So it is hard to buy for people when it's like, I also don't want to just give something to somebody because I'm like, for the sake of it, I like practical gifts.
Of course.
So I'm trying to find practical gifts, and so that can lead to being a little bit more challenging.
Yeah.
Right? You have to really listen to the conversations and be like, oh, she mentioned, this, or he said that, and then I can pick up on those things. But again, it's a long process.
It is a long process. Are you a big gift card fan?
I'm a big
Yeah,
gift card
see?
fan,
Yeah.
and like experiences. Like I'd rather buy like tickets. Like we had a conversation about this. Buying tickets for something for someone as opposed to an actual gift, because everybody has more than they need, right?
seems
As
to
far
be
as
the
like
case.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I'd rather spend the money on experience.
Yeah.
More
minimalistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So potato roast, very simple. We just did it like that. Now normally you would use I didn't bring it with me because I don't have the proper oven, but you would just use a muffin pan.
Oh,
You
okay.
could use a muffin pan, but I got the singular ones there.
Yeah.
All right. So it's just simple like that. You can put a little more salt just on top if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay. And I will, just for the sake of argument, I'm just going to do a little bit butter because butter makes it better, right?
Butter makes everything better.
Always.
I think.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I just
Can honestly say I've never seen potato.
rose like that. So
no,
you'll see when it's all
not
cooked
like
up.
that.
Okay. So we're
Nope.
going to throw that in the oven.
All right.
Okay. Perfect.
And
All right.
shout out to the versatility of potatoes. You can do anything with them, right?
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Human beings can live on just potatoes. It has all the vitamins and nutrients that you actually need to survive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe not exciting.
Not that we'd suggest it, but
No. This is not medical advice. Okay. All right. So what I've got here is I've got a honey and Dijon blend.
nice.
Okay. So it's about 6 to 1.
Okay.
So 6 parts honey to 1 part Dijon, and I'm just going to very lightly, just sort of glaze the lamb like that. Get the ends there. Okay, and the bottom. This will be a little bit messy, but that's okay.
My favorite kind of cooking.
The messy cooking?
Making a mess, because
Oh,
you
yeah.
know at the end of if it's a mess, your kitchen's a mess, you know whatever you're making is probably going to be delicious.
You hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. We actually, unfortunately, lost our dishwasher the other day at home.
Oh no.
So you don't realize how much you actually really like those or how needed they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So-
hear you.
And this is actually toasted oats.
Oh.
Okay, so I toast them up a little bit before the show started, and that helps bring out sort of the nuttier flavor.
Okay.
Okay, when you're toasting something up like that.
Interesting.
Okay, so we're just going to do
So
that.
just like a quick oats.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Nothing crazy. Okay. Just in a frying pan. Okay. I would give it a nice coating like that. Boom, bada bing.
Crusted.
Crusted lamb. And we're gonna take that and just put that into the oven there too. Okay.
Ooh.
So that's it. All right. We'll get rid of that because we don't want to look at the mess right now. Perfect. Do a little
Gotcha.
tidy up.
All right, so we got our honey and oats lamb ready to go. It sounds
Yeah.
like a breakfast cereal, but it's not.
Well, if you can afford that for breakfast, you're
Yeah.
pretty good.
Right?
Okay. That's
how
really
Bill Gates lives, ladies and
wow.
gentlemen.
Don't comment on that. It'll be okay. All right. So, what do I want to do? I thought we'd do something really I like Brussels sprouts. Okay. Even as kids, I like a Brussels sprout. I don't know why. I think because I thought they were like cabbages and I felt I was a giant or something. I know that's really whatever.
It's mind over matter.
It's that. We'll say that. All right. And then I got some really nice shallots here as well. Okay. So what we're going to do is clean that off. Perfect. I'm just going to cut these in half down the center. Okay. And we got our nice hot pan there. I'm gonna turn that one
This
off.
one?
That's the one. It seems to be steaming a little bit there, right? So we're okay? Okay, perfect. Excellent.
These are nice pans too.
Thank you, yeah. Yeah, it's good to have these like with the metal handles that are hollow, that don't hold the heat.
Oh, okay.
But you always have your rag with you and everything, so you always be careful. And in a kitchen, in a professional kitchen, the rule of thumb is you always assume everything is hot.
Right.
Just by default, it's hot, right? Because it's just too easy to burn yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do that there, that's good. And then you hear the little sizzle, side down. Perfect. What did you two get each other for Christmas?
That hasn't happened yet.
No, we haven't done our
will.
gift exchange. But the past, at least last year, no, year before, you got me really nice oils from Southampton Oil.
That's right.
Yeah. And I because they had these different flavors. There's and with like a vinaigrette and stuff in there. It was really nice.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Very nice, very cool.
And again, a practical gift,
Yeah.
something I used in
And
the kitchen.
local.
Yes.
And local, which
Yeah.
is really good. Because you're hearing that a lot too, right?
Yeah.
It's very big to be able to do local shopping. And
Yeah, actually,
support local.
speaking of, I had my birthday a few weeks ago.
Happy birthday.
And thank you. And one of my gifts from my mother was a gift card from Heat and Eat Meal Co.
Wow, she loves you.
Yeah, I know.
What a good mom.
Yeah.
Just saying, okay.
Yeah, so-
All right.
Just saying, they do have gift cards available.
Perfect. Thanks, Mom. That was good. All right. Did your mom get you that too?
A gift card to Heat and Eat Meal
Yeah.
Company?
Yeah.
Not yet, but I'm going to ask for
you
one
should,
in
I
the
think
stock.
I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair, his mom lives a lot farther away than
Yes.
mine. My mom drives through Shallow Lake multiple times a
Oh,
week.
does
So,
she?
yeah.
Okay, so it's okay. Fair enough. I'll let that slide. All right. So the Brussels sprouts, we're gonna just pop in there.
They go
Okay.
in right with the shallots then.
Yeah, right in with the
That'll
shallot.
help improve the flavor of the Brussels sprouts, I assume.
Yep. Or the shallots, depending on what you like.
Yeah.
You know, pick it. All right. So that's good. That's good. That's in there. Okay, gonna let that go. Now the other thing we're gonna throw in there as well is a little bit of walnuts. Nobody
Yeah.
has a nut allergy, do they?
No, all good here.
Yeah, it's okay. Too late now anyway. It doesn't matter.
Look at those. Oh,
Okay. And then we're
walnut.
tossing a few craisins.
okay.
Because that's red and green, right?
Yeah,
That's festive.
festive.
There we
It's
go.
a very festive
Okay.
dish.
And so I'm just going to do that.
Walnuts and craisins cook up okay in a frying pan?
Yeah, it's just incorporating the flavor. So it's just sauteing them out. And we'll just let that cook. So I put the lid on top now. So it's sort of going to partially steam and partly roast at the same time. So we're going to
Okay.
get that kind of nice browning again that we talked about last time.
Okay.
And at the same time, they'll cook up. You don't want them mushy.
Right.
Okay, it's not
Yeah,
baby food.
I run into this trouble when I make asparagus, is that I cook it a little bit too long and then it gets mushy.
Yeah.
Whereas I like my asparagus to have a little bit of a snap to it,
Yep.
you know, when you're eating it.
Yeah.
So I've not been able to master the amount of time that I should have it, you know, on the pan or in the oven, because it's.
It's a touch thing. You just got to sort of touch it and feel it, and you know, because it becomes very stringy
Yeah.
too, right? If you overcook it, so it's you get used to it. It's like a steak,
Right.
Right. If you're cooking a steak, how do you tell? Because you know, with a thermometer, and it's the old-fashioned. You know, this is sort of rare, and then if you that texture, there would be more medium, well done
Right.
on your thumb, the old thumb test. So
Right.
really
Okay.
easy to do, but yeah, that's kind of the steak.
Yeah, I like a little bit of a crunch to my veggies.
I do too. Yeah, I do too. And that's why, you know, at the shop when we do them, we always sort of underdo them because you're going to cook them again in the oven.
Right.
So we don't want them to be mush. And it holds on more vitamins too when you're not overcooking it because it all leaches out in the frying pan or the water or whatever you happen to be using. So you want to try and maintain as much nutritional value in the product. Right? We go to so much work cooking a meal.
Yeah.
You don't just want to waste it.
Yeah, you want to get the actual, like, the sustenance from
Yeah,
it
big
and
time.
the benefit.
I think so. I think that's important.
Awesome.
So, all right.
We've got about just over 4 minutes left.
4
here.
minutes?
Just maybe 4.5.
You are always just grinding,
Rushing.
aren't you, huh?
Hungry, so you know.
Just-
I figure if I tell you there's only certain time left, we'll get the food faster.
It always goes fast. It's like working on the line on a Saturday night
Honestly,
with you, huh?
it's totally true.
Very
yeah.
stressful.
Like, but then all of a sudden you look at the clock and an hour and a half's gone by and you're like,
it's so
okay.
true. Yeah. And I think, you know, you'll talk to a lot of people like that, you know, and it's certainly true in a kitchen or in a restaurant that it's the slow nights.
Yeah.
They just drag, you know, no matter what. And anybody who's worked in a restaurant too will know, okay, no point in really trying to tidy up too early because you'll close at 10.
Yeah.
5 to 10, somebody, you know, you're going to party at 6 and you've all cleaned down the line, everything comes out again.
It's Murphy's Law.
Totally. Yeah, it totally is. I don't know who this Murphy
You
is.
send
but-
people home. You're like
Yeah.
down to a skeleton staff
Yeah.
because you're like, oh, we're good. Yeah, I've worked in restaurants a lot over the years, and that was just inevitable that it would happen.
Oh, it's like clockwork. You know, actually, I had one place, I'll tell you a quick story. We had, and they would try and close up a little bit early sometimes. It was, you know, wasn't busy. Oh, let's close 10, 15 minutes early. So the owner got wise to this, and they actually set their time 5 minutes past the hour to close.
Oh.
So we'd close at 10 past 10. Or 5 past 10, or 5 past, whatever it happened to be, right? So there's no more getting away with that.
That's right.
It's like,
Genius.
well, I don't know if genius is the word, but yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. All right, let's just see how we're,
All right.
I don't know.
How's that lamb looking down there?
That's okay. I gotta get the oven up here. It's like I'm kneeling down to pray
Right?
or something. Calm down.
It's magical. It's going to, you know, just come like rise from the ashes. I don't know.
That's probably not the right way.
No, I don't think we want to talk about that one cooking.
I hope not.
No.
It'll be okay. So, rock on.
Look at those. Those look awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, those are Brussels sprouts I can say I'd eat.
You eat those?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Awesome.
I wouldn't say I go out of my way to find Brussels sprouts to eat.
No.
But
If somebody happened to
something
drop
cooked
them in
like
front of
that,
you?
definitely, yeah.
And you can actually, I don't know, you can smell sort of nutty flavor. Okay, so that makes a big difference there too. All right, so we'll see what we got here with our timing.
We're
All
at
right.
the 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning. Okay, so got that out of the
Wow.
oven.
Look at that.
We're gonna plate that ever so gently.
Wow.
Okay.
Again, never seen a potato like that
No.
before. I've seen my potatoes in lots of shapes and forms, but not quite like that.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
What's our
And the lamb
timeline?
looks
How's our
incredible.
time right now? We doing okay?
Yeah, we're still
We're okay?
around 2
All right,
minutes.
2 minutes. All right.
All right.
That is a.
I did not think Brussels sprouts could smell good.
I
But
know.
there it is.
Oh, really? You can smell it,
without,
eh?
without bacon in the midst of
Oh, I
it,
should have
you know?
brought bacon.
Oh,
I didn't think of that.
always bring the bacon,
Oh,
Jeff.
whose job was that? That would have been better. All right, next time. Next time
I
is
usually
fine.
have an emergency pack in my car. just
Do you
in
have any?
case.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
usually for situations
Okay.
exactly like this. You can never be too careful.
No extra pork. That's good.
When in
All
doubt,
right.
bacon.
We've
That's
got
right.
about a minute left,
Minute left?
for the big reveal.
Okay.
The sides look incredible on the plate. The smell is amazing. Look at that lamb. Wow.
More like medium rare, just because of our time constraint.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
I am a medium rare fan. Usually when it comes to beef, is lamb kind of the same
Yep.
deal? People
Yeah.
usually shoot for medium rare.
Medium rare. Yeah, it's usually the way I certainly enjoy
Then you've
it.
got your glaze.
Yep, that's the demi glaze. This actually takes 72 hours to make. You have to reduce it down.
Oh my goodness.
Reduce and reduce.
72 hours.
72 hours to make this. And you just sort of
That
gently,
is a commitment.
ever so gently, nappe it over top.
Oh wow.
That is
Oh, wow.
amazing.
That is beautiful.
There we go.
Looking forward to giving that a try. It's a crusted lamb, potato, Brussels sprout dish. Amazing. Thank you so much, Chef Jason from Heat and Eat Meal Co. Shallow Lake.
Awesome, guys. Thanks so much.
And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you over at to the entire team there.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
My Uncle Cheney was one of over 150,000 Indigenous children that were taken to residential schools between the 1800s and 1996. My uncle ran away from school wanting to get home to his mom and dad, and sadly he didn't make it and died of exposure. When Gord Downey found out about my late Uncle Cheney's story, he wrote Secret Path, a series of poems that became an album, then a graphic novel, a documentary, and a concert. Gord met my family, and together we formed the Gord Downey and Cheney Winjack Fund. Together we are sharing Secret Path and other reconciliation resources with legacy schools, setting up legacy spaces across Canada, and hosting events like Secret Path Week to inspire all Canadians to engage in reconciliation. Before he left us, Gord asked us all to do something.
You're gonna figure it out.
Will you join us? Together we can make Canada a better place.
I'm number 24, Tays Jordan.
And number 21, Harry Nancy.
Tune in to Attack Rap
on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Grey County Life, and joining us in studio, Marcia Cunningham from the Roxy. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. I would imagine that you're kind of running around like a chicken with your head chopped off right now.
It's a very busy time. Yep.
Definitely, you've been wrapping up shows, and then you've been announcing new shows, and just kind of trying to stay afloat with everything going on because, well, there's no shortage of entertainment at the Roxy.
That's right, yeah. JC just finished up with One Flew Over a Cuckoo's Nest a couple of weeks ago. That was a huge success, really nice first production for the Owen Sound Little Theatre. Did you have a good time with it?
I had a great time, and I'm through what I'm now learning is the post-show blues, where you're not seeing this amazing group of people 4 nights a week anymore. So it's like, what do I do with myself and my time? Because I really enjoyed like this second family that I had for such a long time. So it's weird to not be seeing them as often. Yeah, but I see most of them are now going to be in another play that's coming up next, or at least in a little while, in Something Rotten.
Yes.
A lot of familiar faces in that casting.
Yeah, so between now and Something Rotten, we've got the Ladies Foursome. That's in February, but you're right in that Something Rotten was just cast this week. And so if you go onto our website, you'll see the list of the cast for that show. And yeah, a lot of familiar names, people that you've just worked with, and people who've been on the stage a number of times, but also a lot of new people. And that's what's really exciting about the Owen Sound Little Theatre is that we're always attracting new people. I mean, with Cuckoo's Nest as well, you had some people who'd never been on stage before. And we find that with each production, we tend to get a couple of new folks, especially a show that's got a bigger cast like that. The Ladies Foursome, which is the next play in February, I think that all 4 of it's a 4-person play, and I think that all 4 of those actors have been on stage a number of times before and will be quite familiar to people who've come to the Owen Sound Little Theatre in the past. But Something Rotten, which is in the spring, that'll be on the stage in April, definitely has some new faces as well as some familiar ones. Yeah.
All right. And is the April show, is that in terms of the Little Theatre kind of the traditional end of the season, or is there another production after that?
Yeah, so from OSLT's standpoint, that's the end of their season. The Young Company will have its show. They actually just did auditions for that last week, and so casting announcements for that will be coming very soon. Got great turnout. So they're doing The Addams Family, and that's a full-scale production, and it's open to the public, and then we'll also do school shows. Those are really popular as well. That is in, I've got all the dates here. That hits the stage in June, June 8th, and runs for a couple of weeks. And in addition to that, then we'll have the Star Company show, and that's the final week of June. And the Star Company is the program that we started up last year for adults with disabilities. And I don't know if either of you were at that show. It was so amazing. Last year we framed it was like a talent show, and so all the different participants just, showed us their best, and it was really, really heartwarming, a lot of fun. And this year, the Star Company, we've added in some workshops, and so over the last few weeks, there have been these once every week or once every couple of weeks workshops. We did choreography, there's been some in acting and props and whatnot. There's a couple of more of those left. And then the Star Company program will start, which is a weekly program that leads up to that performance in June.
Yeah, I didn't see it in person, but I saw some videos of some of the performances, and they were just having an absolute blast. And what a special thing for their families too, to get to come and see them and support them up on the big stage. And it's just a great program that you're able to offer, which is awesome. Now, as far as what's coming up in the next couple of weeks, couple of months. Oh, we've got the trusty brochures.
That's right. We got more brochures here.
They're thick.
Oh,
I know. There's a lot going on.
I thought I had 2 there. This is just a thick brochure.
That's right. So this is our season brochure, and you can pick these up at the theater. Keep in mind, though, that we print this in June or May, June, and things do get added.
Right.
And so this, as much as I wish it had absolutely everything in it, it is missing some things that have been added after. So the best source of information is always the website.
Yes.
But this does show you what's coming up. And so I can talk about that.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, the Ladies Foursome, I think that's maybe your next
Owen Sound Little Theatre.
Yes.
Yep.
And that is, from what I've heard, just absolutely fantastic. My friend Kathleen is involved with it, and she's so excited to get it out to the public, because she said the ladies that have been cast are just absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely. There's the cast of 4 are people who've been on the stage before. I've got their names here. We've got Donna Fisher-Potter, Shirley Holmes, Sandy LeMater, and Jane Phillips, all of whom are fantastic actors. Bill Murphy is the director.
Yeah, he was one of my teachers in high school.
Yeah.
It's a small town.
Yeah,
it's a small
exactly.
Town. Yeah.
And it's a Norm Foster play. And Norm Foster plays are heartwarming and funny, always very popular. So we're quite sure it's going to do really well and make people happy.
Amazing.
I was chatting with you before the show about how this year the Owen Sound Little Theatre has added matinees. And with Cuckoo's Nest, we saw that the matinee was the 2nd most popular show. And we're expecting that might carry through with Ladies Foursome. So just for people to be aware that there is now a matinee option with Owen Sound Little Theatre. And we did that because we were hearing from some folks that they didn't want to come out at night. And what we saw was that we got people from a bit further away who were able to come down from the peninsula or maybe Port Elgin or beyond, who came in for that matinee show. So, there'll be another matinee with Ladies Foursome.
Okay.
And then Something Rotten as well. And of course, the Addams Family, which has got a lot of kids coming, will have matinees as well.
Amazing. And Sarah and I, we've been talking about the fact that we think that experiences make the best Christmas gifts, so nothing like an experience from the Roxy Theatre. So are there any shows that have just maybe gone on sale? Maybe the show's not happening until next year, but it might make a really great Christmas gift for someone?
Yeah, that's a great idea. We love that idea. So first of all, you can either buy tickets, you can also buy gift certificates for people as experiences, or you can enroll a kid in camp as an experience. But in terms of what we've got coming next, we've got sorry, let me find the right sheet here. Okay, so through December, some people are pre-buying things for people and coming out. We've got Lunch at Allen's, which is December 14th. We've got a Hill McGraw cover band, December 15th. A Rock and Roll Christmas, which is a fundraiser for Second Chance Animal Sanctuary. They're putting that on December 16th. And then on the 20th and 21st, our young company is putting on their Act 1 performances. So Act 1 is basically the program that runs from September to December, where the kids are learning a bunch of different skills, and those culminate in performances. Junior performance December 20th, senior on the 21st.
Okay.
A popular gift item is the Beckett's on New Year's Eve. That's a very popular show.
Such a tradition.
Absolutely, and that's got 2 shows. It's got a matinee and an evening show, as they always do. In January, we've got the Banff Film Festival. We've got a stand-up comedian, Derek Seguin. And then on January 19th, the Roxy is presenting The Mudmen. That's a very, very popular show. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. I don't know if have you guys seen them?
I have seen The Mudman once, and they're a very good time. You'd be ready to stand up and dance a little bit with those guys.
Absolutely, yep. There's an Elvis tribute on January 20th. Then, as we mentioned, the Ladies Foursome is after that. And then we've got, we got a lot. Roxy presents a U2 tribute in February 23rd, called Acrobat. And that band, obviously we looked at them before we booked them. They're fantastic, really, really great. And U2 is such an incredible band, has so many good songs. And so we're really looking forward to that. We've got 2 nights. We've got Morgan Berry. He's a local. He's got a show on March 1st. And then we have 2 nights in March with ABBA, Mania, and Night Fever. I don't know if you've seen them before. They're a ton of fun. Again, another get up and dance kind of show. An AC/DC act in March. We've got the Paddling Film Festival again in March. We've also got the Real Film Festival, which I think is now ticketing. I don't have it on my list here, but that we're doing in conjunction with the Tom Thompson, and it's a film festival. And that, I believe, is March 2nd.
Yep. 1 and 4.
Yes, so we're going to do 2 screenings and bring up some films that otherwise you might have to go down to Toronto, that we're part of Toronto International Film Festival. The Tom is curating that. They do a really great job of selecting films and they've got a regular film series. So we're excited to bring this little mini festival back to the Roxy on March 2nd.
Wow.
Then you've got Something Rotten, and that's in April. There's a Hotel California, which is a Eagles tribute.
And that one is very popular.
It is.
Because you added the second show because the first show that you just had sold out pretty much immediately.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you're like, okay, so we'll book them again.
Yeah.
So that's for anybody that missed them, seeing them just like recently, they can go see them in the spring.
That's right, yeah.
Awesome.
And then in May, we've got Tom Thompson's Wake. That's another Roxy Presents. And so I don't know if you guys are familiar with Shipyard Kitchen. They're
out of Collingwood?
Shipyard Kitchen Party out of Collingwood.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've heard of them. They are a lot of fun, and they do tons of shows all over the area.
Yeah, and a lot of historical stuff. And so their show is musical and amazing original music, but they're also telling a story. And in this case, they're telling the story about Tom Thompson. They their production is beautiful from the standpoint that they are, I mean, the Roxy, we're very fortunate. We've got amazing technology. We've got great projectors. We've got a beautiful screen that shows off images really well. And so the Shipyard Kitchen Party, Tom Thompson's Wake, looks and sounds great in our theater. Of Tom Thompson's work and photographs, historical photographs from Tom Thompson's, life and telling his story. And that's May 3rd. And then on May 4th, another really great one that we're presenting is Classic Albums Live. Classic Albums Live, I don't think has been up in this area for a while. I went and saw them recently down in the city, and what they do a little bit differently is they play an album end to end, cut for cut. They're not putting on like a show where they're like trying to be the guys. They're just they're musicians playing the music. And if the album has a squeak, they squeak. Like every little guitar squeaks and sounds that you hear on an album. And so we are doing Led Zeppelin 2. We're having them do Led Zeppelin 2 because it's a very popular album, and it's honestly one of my favorite albums. So it's going to be great. And yeah, it's like almost like you sit down and you feel like you're hearing the album end to end, but live in a beautiful venue.
Yeah, it's not just like picking the hits.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
You're gonna hear it all.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly the way it's played. They're not adding, they're not taking away. And then after intermission, they tend to do more, like they'll do a bit of a selection of other stuff. But the first half is it's fantastic. Yeah.
So really, you've got something for everyone happening at the Roxy.
Yes.
If you're a music fan, there's classic rock, there is bluegrass, there's a little bit of country in there. If you're a fan of performances, there are plenty to choose from. There's a lot, and then there's classes and gift certificates if you just don't know what to get for someone.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, so how do people get all this?
That's a great question. So they can either go to our box office, which is at the theater, and the theater is on 9th Street East in downtown, or they can call the box office, and the number's right there on the front, 519-371-2833. Or they can visit our website, roxytheatre.ca. And again, I always encourage people to either come in and talk to someone at the box office or go on the website, because even though we've been chatting and I've been talking, I know that there's stuff that is still about to be added or hasn't made it into the brochure yet. And so the best source of information is always to check the website or come in and talk to somebody.
Yeah, also your Facebook page is a really great source of information. I find myself checking that out all the time. And you put up notices when you've got auditions coming up on Facebook, and then it'll show you the link to go to the website to get all the extra details. But I find that to be a really good spot for information too. So.
And we're also doing regular mail outs, like email mail outs to our members. So being a member of the Owen Sound Little Theatre is a great way to get involved. I mean,
I do. It's not expensive either. I think it's $20 for the year, I want to say, which is nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing to be a member for a year.
Yeah.
And it comes with some great benefits too.
It does. You can participate in productions, but in addition to being on stage, you can also be backstage. We have a lot of very dedicated ushers because all of the ushers in the theater are volunteers.
Right.
And the benefit, of course, to the usher is they get to support the theater, support arts in the community, and they get to see a lot of shows for free. So that's a great benefit. Our bartenders are also volunteers, and so that they have a lot of fun as well.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of teams in the theater. We've got lighting team, we've got wardrobe, props. We've got a building team that's just constantly improving things in the building. So there really is some, and plus the board of directors. So there really is something for everyone in the theater, whether you're on stage or supporting it behind the scenes. And being a member is a great way to be in the loop, find out everything that's going on all the time, show up, get those calls for auditions and whatnot as well. Wow. And front of the line access, that's the other thing.
That's right, yeah, as soon as things go on sale, you have like...
Members get a pre-sale.
Yeah, so you've like, I guess like first crack at the seats.
Yeah.
Well, I know that members were invited to, for example, dress rehearsals of the last few performances.
That's right.
So it's an opportunity to go and see a production for yourself. And correct me if I'm wrong, but did I just get a member email the other day about a bus trip to Stratford?
Yes, we do. We're doing, not Stratford, downtown Toronto.
Downtown
we're doing
Toronto.
Hadestown. We've got a bus going down to Hadestown in Toronto. Which is an amazing musical. Myself and a couple of co-workers saw it in New York City, and so I'm so excited that people from Owen Sound Little Theatre, some members will be able to go down for that. So that in and of itself is an amazing benefit of being a member of the Owen Sound Little Theatre.
And do those kind of bus trips happen often? Will there be more of them in the future?
I think there will be.
Okay.
Yeah, we booked a fairly small bus this time because we wanted to make sure that it was something that the community wanted to see. But it did go on sale, and I think it's going to sell quickly.
Right.
So yeah, definitely.
Wow.
That's incredible. We've got just a couple minutes left, Marcy.
Sure.
Is there anything else that's happening? Is there anything left unsaid at the Roxy Theatre that we've missed?
Well, I would love to thank our sponsors because our community sponsors are very important to us. And so we have season sponsors that support the entire season, and that is Brand Realty, The Little Family, Caframo, and Lucky Dog Motors. And then we also have production sponsors. And so we were talking about the ladies' foursome, and I'd like to just give a shout out to the production sponsors for that. So that's the Austin family, Iris Eye Care, Legacy Ridge Golf, and Pappy's Eatery. And so being a sponsor is a great opportunity and we've got all kinds of different options for businesses. Sometimes a business will just want to, get involved on a very small level, sponsor maybe one Roxy Presents show or one night of a production. Versus, the season sponsor that's sort of sponsoring it all, and we're really grateful to all of the community members that step forward to support us.
All right. So there's lots of options for sponsorship, lots of options for gifts. If you're thinking about giving the gift of an experience, think about the Roxy Theatre in Owen Sound. Again, you can find them online at the roxytheatre.ca.
That's right.
Marcia, thank you so much for coming in to chat with us today. We very appreciate it. Stay tuned on Grey County Life. We are going to be coming back with Renee from the Owen Sound Animal Shelter, and we'll meet. I think I heard a dog barking in the background.
There's definitely barking.
I think it's going to be a dog today, but stay tuned to find out next on Grey County Life.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
Hello, I'm Liz Dowdswell, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. In 2008, carbon monoxide, a deadly invisible gas, killed an entire family in our province. That tragedy led to a new law requiring homes with potential CO sources to have alarms. John Gignac's family members passed away that day, and he shares his story to save others.
Please make sure you have working CO alarms in your home. Protect your family today.
Hi, I'm Gord Chapman. This is Ken Williams, and we're co-hosts of Weekend in the Rink on Rogers TV. Great minor hockey being played on Saturday afternoon. We got a great lineup this year, Ken.
Looking forward to another great season, Gord. The hockey's been fantastic over the last couple of years, and why would this year be any different? Looking forward to some great hockey. Rogers, Weekend at the Rink.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Welcome back to Great County Life. We are joined now by Renee from the Owen Sound Animal Shelter, who seems to have a very happy friend over there. Renee, who do you have this week?
I do. This is my buddy Lucky. And we try not to do the Lucky thing at the animal shelter, mostly because they're all lucky, right? And we name them all Lucky. But this gentleman came to us after being hit by a car. Oh. And I know that's a sad story, but here's the thing. Lucky just bounced. That's how he earned that name, because somehow, some way, he dented the car. But look at him, he's fine. We did have him vetted. He is now neutered, and we've held him a period of time for observation, because it's not too often that happens. Right. And somehow through magic, Lucky got lucky, and that's how he earned that name. Now you could certainly change it. Oh he's learning it. He's been with us about 3 weeks now. Maybe has it been that long? But certainly is a name that sounds even similar to that if you don't want to do it. But I mean, he is lucky, and once he goes home, he's going to be really, really lucky. Mm-hmm. We are estimating him to be, again, about 3 years of age. He was just neutered real recently, like just a couple of days ago, and we're still sulking about it, I think. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry.
He is offended.
I'm sorry. I'm probably missing them a little bit, but just a little bit. He is vaccinated right up to date, dewormed, defleed. He's got all of his vetting done. Yeah, see how exciting that is? And he's been so very, very good. The good news is when a dog comes in and we're not sure what the trauma is, they go through a lot of manipulation with us and with the veterinarian. And he was great. Mm-hmm. Thank goodness. It also gives us the opportunity to hold him a little longer, get to spend some time with other dogs and cats and all of those things, and he's great with all of them. Yeah. We don't know where the heck he came from, but you'd be great just about anywhere. Oh he is a nice alternative for somebody who doesn't want a giant dog. He's got the big dog personality. We think,
he's definitely part lab.
Lab, shepherd, maybe beagle, I don't know.
Even with the coloring, maybe. Did you say shepherd?
Yeah, shepherd. Where are you going? Under? Okay.
Yeah, he's very unique.
He is big dog personality in a compact size, which is sometimes nice. Hey. Yeah. Say hi. Turn yourself. Can you turn yourself around a little bit?
He's like, they're still gone.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I know it's very dramatic. I'm sorry, but it was what we had to do. Oh my gosh. He's not a big cat chaser, which is nice. He's not actually all that energetic, which is nice. He does enjoy, of course, a long walk, and he'll play fetch, and he'll do all of those things. But then he settles quite nicely. He is good in the car. We've had a couple of road trips, haven't we, buddy? And he's really quite good. Nervous about getting in.
Yeah.
But that's okay, right? That's okay. I mean, you caught a car once. I could understand how that would cause some anxiety in general.
I might be a little
I
anxious when it comes to getting in vehicles.
I get it. But I mean, his vaccines are up to date, so everything is really, he's just your already made pet.
He's so cute.
And he is good in a crate as well, because we've spent some time doing that, haven't we? So really, you're just like a move in, take me home for the holidays kind of guy, right? You're sticking your tongue out. I wish the camera was where I'm looking, because he was literally sticking his tongue out at me. Thank you so much. It was very, very cute.
Gosh.
Yes, it was.
He's so cute. He's got such a sweet face.
He does.
Oh my goodness.
And super smart, as you can see, very happy to make you happy.
Yeah.
He's going to be absolutely no problem anywhere. Just needs a place where somebody's going to walk you sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
just
all.
some walks and some naps and maybe the odd treats, and we're good to go.
Okay, well, you could go there. Nope. There you go.
All right.
This leash is not the best. It's kind of a bungee, so I got to hang on tight or I'll set
Hi,
loose.
sweet angel.
There you go.
Hi.
Renee, I'll ask you this question.
Sure.
As we get closer to the holidays, people tend to think about giving animals as gifts.
Yeah.
And I always like to ask what, from an animal shelter's perspective, what the advice is that you would give to people who are considering that and may not be considering everything that's involved.
Quite a while ago, we came up with a program in which we started giving out gift certificates for pets. And that is because that is the best thing we support. This way they can get their little puppy under the tree without the actual puppy. The reality is we got to know if the dog likes the people like the dog, if there's allergies in the home, and all of those things are really hard to sort out through the holidays. I mean, let's face it, it's a very, very busy time no matter what to get a pet. Wouldn't it be better to wait till that settles a little bit? We can put a hold on somebody in saying that they can come prior to Christmas, meet them, have a few lined up. We can even do a potential adoption without the adoption, you know, say, hey, this is going to be your puppy in the new year or after Christmas. We certainly are willing to accommodate adoptions that happen at Christmas time. We just really don't like to. And in having those conversations with people, we like to remind people we don't want to spend our Boxing Day dealing with something because your dog didn't like your cat or what have you. Don't do it to us either. It is also, as you know, very busy time, and the transition into a new home, incredibly difficult, even for a puppy, even for somebody who has no, I hate to use the word baggage, but I mean, they do sometimes have some. It is a much easier process without behavior problems being developed when you can do it when you got the time. And if that means Christmas might be the time, call me, let's talk about it, let's make sure. And it's a really bad idea to purchase pets somewhere else for all of those reasons I mentioned. And additionally, they might not really want one because, I mean, that happens. People are like, oh, Grandma needs a cat or Uncle Joe needs a dog, and then they get them one and then they're like, actually, I really didn't want one, or I would have got one myself. I
was given a hamster as a birthday present once. I did not want it.
You didn't want it.
I was also turning 25.
25?
Yeah. Why my boyfriend at the time?
I was going to say, what was this boy's name and what was wrong with him?
He got me a hamster. And I'm like, you didn't get me a present, you got me a project.
Yeah.
Like, you gave me a responsibility.
Exactly. I was gifted a snake once, and then I was like, I don't want one because how am I going to feed it? Thank you for the gift of now I have to find a snake a home. So see, don't do it.
No.
Don't do it. I mean, but more importantly, allergies is a big thing. If they've never had that said pet, they're all different, or maybe that pet just don't like you. Where are you going? What is it you want to see? You like the camera.
Trying to run off to his forever
He's like,
home.
I'm so tired of sitting here now. I'm tired of sitting here. Good boy.
He is just beautiful.
That's far enough.
Oh
it's
my
a Benji
gosh,
leash.
he's got big paws too.
He does. I'm surprised he's not a bigger dog, to be honest, because he's, like I said, big in personality. I know that sounds really bizarre, but he likes to do big dog things, which we don't see too often in a smaller dog.
Oh my gosh, you're so cute. You're so cute.
He says, I'm so smart too. Yep, I am.
Definitely very smart. Oh my goodness, look at you. Look at you.
All right, well, the last thing Lucky needs to complete his journey to luckiness is a new home.
Exactly.
So come on, please.
Do it, buddy.
Get this face.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
This is where you cry.
Of course, if you're interested in meeting Lucky, if you're interested in learning more about him or any of the animals currently at the shelter, you could always call the shelter at 519-372-1123. And just putting it out there, you know, it is the giving time of year. And so if you are in a position to make a donation to the Owen Sound Animal Shelter, every little bit helps for the Spay and Neuter Fund especially. Certainly reach out to them if you have any questions about that. Thank you so much, Renee.
Thank you.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
I still remember the games, the laughter, the footsteps through the hallway. I'll never forget the hard times.
Every day I come back from work, it's always like this. We're yelling in front of the kids.
The help we needed. How far we've come.
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare,